Changes, Naruto by Drake. 5 years later. Naruto sat in his bed, a cold sweat over his muscular frame. Naruto? Hinata asked from beside him, still mostly asleep. He looked over at her and put a hand on her belly. She had told him she was pregnant a few days ago and had been having dreams of losing her. Though they were ridiculous because no one got into his village without him knowing it. With the combined powers of himself and Sasuke, they managed to suspend a city roughly half the size of Konoha in the sky, near the land of the waves, using the natural fog to camouflage the village. Ichi was the Kage, having proven the best for leadership role at the time. Naruto swung his legs off the bed and stood up, looking at himself in the mirror. He had grown in 5 years. He now stood 5'11" with an incredible physique. His hair was now much shorter, and he'd lost all his baby fat. Now he and Sasuke were easily the most powerful ninjas on the planet, either of them able to take on armies worth a regular Junin. Naruto quickly dressed, as he realized what day it was. Hinata, wake up! It's Daisy's birthday. She jumped up. Oh no, Kara will be upset if we're late. Yeah, I know, just so get moving, woman. He yelled jokingly. He wore a black button-up shirt and red pants and boots. His left hand had a small golden ring that gave off a very slight amount of light. Hinata stood from the bed. Naruto froze. They had only moved in together a year ago, but every time he saw how beautiful she was gorgeous, no way around it. Her hair was messy from sleep. She had no makeup on. She wore an old t-shirt of his as a nightgown, but he fell in love with her again every morning. No, she whined, just staring. He blinked and turned away, ears burning. Sorry, you think we have time for a shower? He asked, smelling his armpits. Not separately. She wrapped her arms around his chest and kissed his neck gently. Needless to say, they showed up to the party a few minutes late, but freshly showered. Sasuke walked over with a toddler on his arm. Sasuke had changed a lot, too. He now wore his hair tied up in the back and had grown out as well. He was slightly taller than Naruto and wore civilian's clothing, only for the birthday. The toddler in his arms was now 2 years old, with short dark hair and blue eyes. He had 2 whisker marks on both cheeks and was wearing a dark blue onesie. Naruto, Hinata, you made it. I was trying to think you wouldn't show. What kind of example does this set for the second fastest ninja to be late? Second fastest. Last I checked, I can fly faster than you can move. Unless I teleport. Beats any speed level. Barring time travel. Sasuke replied, then tilted his head towards the modest house. Kara's inside, probably annoying Zuba and Kashi about settling down. She'll probably beg you two to get on the baby train, so Dansky won't have someone to play around his own age. Kami, she's still on that? Sasuke nodded at Naruto, while Hinata pulled at Naruto's sleeves. Sasuke looked at her funny before her Sharingan activated and he smirked. I guess I can tell her to leave you guys alone about it. Hinata's pregnant. What, really? Naruto asked, going right. Unless she's a jinchuriki to a very small bunji, then yeah, she's pregnant. Sasuke chuckled, and then caught a mean glare from Hinata and backed away. That's not how I wanted him to find out, Uchiha. Thank you for ruining my surprise. She cracked her knuckles and stepped forwards. There was a decision, and Sasuke was gone, having teleported away. Hinata sighed and faced Naruto. I wanted to tell you. Naruto picked her up in a fierce hug, allowing his aura to cover both of them in a golden light. I'm gonna be a dad, he whispered excitedly through the flow of tears. At the Ochie gate. Toby is a good boy, but Toby is also a very tired boy. Toby sat down next to Pin in front of the 3 men and now pulled from the gate. About time your lackey figured out how to get us out, Ryzen said in his original, fully powerful body. His brothers then went to attack Pin, but Toby put a hand on his leg and made Pin and himself intangible, causing their attacks to hit nothing but air. That wasn't very nice. Toby spent a long time trying to be a good boy and get you out, Toby said, tears coming out of his hole in his mask. The middle brother cursed. And we had to listen to you talk the entire time. I've never wanted to die so bad. Party crasher. Naruto tensed, sensing the powerful chocolate closing in. He stood. Sasuke? He didn't have to finish. Sasuke activated his Sharingan and started teleporting people out, away from the party, starting with his and Naruto's family. In 4 seconds, he had successfully teleported 30 people away. He landed beside Naruto when he was finished, and Naruto nodded at him. They're all in the bunker? Sasuke nodded. The bunker actually wasn't the right word. Actually was a hole carved in the mountain in grass country. No one but Naruto and Sasuke knew where it was, because no normal person could get there. Morning, fellas. I see we were having a party. A young man was floating above them. He had red hair and looked like a younger version of Kashi. Name's Sky Uzumaki. I've been sent to kill you, but I sense your powers are stronger than me. Together you could beat Iki, but not Ryzen. So I just want to play with you. Naruto's aura roared to life at the words from Ryzen. You're one of his brothers, he talked about. It was a statement. Sasuke had put a hand on his infinity blade and glared at the childish monster in front of them. Do you know how powerful the kami seals are? If done at a powerful, they gain the powers of a god, like eating a fruit from a divine tree. Though everyone is different, so everyone gets different powers. He closed his eyes and opened them to reveal Raizang eyes. 2 seeping orbs swirling around him, surprising Naruto. Sasuke stepped forwards. I want him. Naruto went to argue, but Sasuke cut him off. Remember our deal? The next time we fight a god that wants to kill us, I get to fight him. I don't think that's how it works, but alright, Naruto replied, his aura never fading just in case. Sasuke kicked off the ground towards Sky, trying to slice him in half, only to be blocked by a couple of truth-seeking orbs, turned into a staff and deflected the blade. A shockwave from the clash busted all the windows in the surrounding building. Sky grunted, You're pretty fast, but you're not very strong, you know. Sasuke cursed, and his sword channeled violet light, shattering the truth-seeking orbs. You may not know this, but those orbs are weak against natural chakra, which my sword naturally has an infinity supply of. Sky scoffed and held his hand out. Origin sword of creation. The sword composed entirely of bright energy manifest in his right hand, and he leveled the blade at Sasuke. Sasuke began swinging his sword, releasing tears of different elements that would combine into stronger attacks before slamming into the young Uzumaki. Sky for his part was fast, keeping just ahead of the powerful attacks until Sasuke teleported in close. Sasuke tried to take Sky's head off, but the boy threw his shoulders and head back just in time to dodge the blade and spun, bringing his foot around to Sasuke's side, sending him flying several feet in the air into tables and slamming into the building's wall. Sky swung his sword at Sasuke's direction. Sasuke dodged the nearly invisible attack that cut his house completely in half. Kara's gonna be pissed, he grunted and then locked eyes with Sky's arm and flexed his power. Amarusu. Sky's arm lit up in a black flame that was separated at the elbow by the black flames that encased his arm. Then Sasuke willed the flames away as Sky fell to his knees, clutching the ground. He was crying, and the marks on his body were glowing. I have questions about your brother, Sasuke told him, sword aimed at the boy's head. Ask, he replied, looking up at Sasuke. His Rasengan was gone, but he looked calm now. How many of you are there? Sasuke asked, getting a scoff. Wrong question. You should be asking how many of us are a danger to your planet. There are many gods. They aren't a clan, and not many as the humans. In total, there are 10 of us that are a danger to your way of living. Kage has plans to come to life, but I fear she is too weak to stop you two now. Tormius harbors resentment towards the earth, but without a treason he is weak. There are 3 making plans to come grow the divine tree, but I know their names. Myself and Ichigo's is a powerful god, even by our standards. His power manifests similar to his. He pointed at Naruto. Ryzen is a telekinesis with nearly limitless power in his body. Dragon is a shapeshifter that can adapt to any threat, but has no mind other than destruction. And Millium is the strongest of us. Millium doesn't really tell for your world, though. 9 other beings stronger than you. Sasuke cursed at the situation. They would need help if this really was as bad as Sky made it out to be. The end.